starting lineups. First for the Nets, Kyrie Irving is out there with Curry. Rookie season underway for him. I'm excited about his first start. And it's Crowder in at the 4 spot. And for Phoenix, then it's Bridges. And it's Durant in at the 4 slot. And Booker kicks to Durant. And there's the feed to Booker. Swiped away. He's got a clear path. Phoenix has gone 0 of 2 from deep here.
The Nets had a really solid debut season in Brooklyn last year. They made the big move in trading for Joe Johnson, but they also made some small adjustments that paid off for them as well. Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam.
Yeah, what a way to wrap up that possession.
Here's Simmons. Stolen. Fast break. Here come the Suns. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
So it's Brooklyn now. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Monty Williams.
He said that the key to the game will be how well they defend Kyrie Irving, adding he's shown himself to be one of the premier point guards in the game already. Whether it's passing, shooting, or penetrating, we need our guys in the backcourt to really get up into him, and our bigs need to be ready to bring help. Guys, you can bet that Irving will be their focus defensively.
Thanks, Doris. Well, Clark, as you said, a lot of people thought they would just be a top-heavy team with their starters doing a lot of the heavy lifting. But, Steve, they got contributions from all around.
Well, they didn't have big-name players on the bench, but they had some guys like Blotch and Evans who were kind of under the radar, but came in and played very well for this team a year ago. Now, of course, you got big names across the roster for the Nets.
A little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. There's the dish to Curry. And again, unable to change momentum here. Some firepower, Clark and Steve, from this offense.
Yeah, Kevin, how about the air of confidence? I mean, they really look like they believe in what they're doing.
Yeah, a little swagger here from this team. They're in a nice groove.
Now here's Paul. Durant, the pass to Bridges. 5 to shoot. Paul dishes to Durant. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
You know, often when we think of freakish athleticism in the NBA, it's those with strength and explosiveness like LeBron or Dwight Howard. But Kevin Durant physically is unique in his own right. Sure, he's got a slight build, but his mobility for his height, unparalleled.
You think about the length of Kevin Durant, the reach of a center with the fluidity, Steve, of a guard.
Such a rare combination, Kevin, and it gives them a huge advantage at both ends of the floor. I mean, defensively, you think about the blocks and the steals and rebounds. And then offensively, the ability to play above his opponents.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Here's Crowder. And Simmons kicks to Irving. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession.
That's a poor possession. You just give away the ball with a sloppy pass.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Here's Durant. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It will be 3 points if he converts at the line.
I'll tell you what I love about him. His ability to finish even while absorbing contact. He is so strong. Even with defenders hanging all over him, he continues to finish at the basket.
Another area where he excels is on one of the most fundamental plays in basketball, the pick and roll. He will lower the boom on the defender with a solid screen and then is terrific at rolling into space and getting the basket. You know, for so long, the Suns had been one of the stronger teams in the West and typically could just blitzkrieg Eastern Conference teams with their offense. That's not the case anymore. It really was the East that got the better of the Suns last season.
Oh, that's blocked. Paul kicks to Booker. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 4th assist in this one. First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. Well, back to the Suns against the Eastern Conference. They really seemed to flounder at times, and they had to travel to the East Coast. And, Steve, even when they hosted teams in the desert,
you know, all good things must come to an end, and the Suns' dominance over the East wasn't going to last forever. Because remember, for many years, the Suns just ran roughshod over the Eastern Conference. But only 8 wins in their 30 games against the East. That was by far the lowest total of anybody in the West.
it's the Nets now after the miss from Booker. Back to Irving. Here's the lob to the hoop. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
Agreed. All of the above.
And so here's Phoenix after the basket by Brooklyn. Here's Durant, and count it from 19 feet away. Durant's got 9.
What a start they've gotten off to. A big lead for them, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
And it's not just their hot offense here. I mean, they're playing very strong defense too, guys.
Now here's Curry, defended by Booker. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for the Nets. And taken away by Johnson. Makes the lead pass. Durant kicks it out to Johnson. Paul with the 3. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Paul's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And Mills kicks to O'Neal. Harris outside. Pass to Mills. The pass to O'Neal. 6 on the shot clock. Mills dishes to Griffin. Tries again. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. The Nets shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. And Brooklyn making a change here. Griffin hits them both. Phoenix leading by 15. He dishes it to Landry. Lets the 3 fly. Another 3 for Phoenix.
I couldn't have dreamt of a much better start than what they've had here today.
Everything's worked, especially offensively, and what a lead they have already to show for it.
Here's Mills. No good on that last second attempt there. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first. And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Suns.
And they've come out in attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing the ball repeatedly.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Guys, Kevin Durant last season joined the exclusive 180 club. Over 50% from the field, 40% from three-point territory, and 90% from the line. It's the gold standard of shooting efficiency, something only 5 other players have done in NBA history. It was a goal of his going into the season, but his ultimate goal still remains, to win an NBA title. He said, quote, "The hunger is always there. That's my goal every year, to get to the top of the mountain." Guys, he knows it's a long road, but they've gotten so close. We'll see if this is his year.
Yeah, championship mentality, Doris. Good point. Thanks.
Well, when you talk about the most fearsome finishers in the league, you got to put Blake Griffin right at the top of the list. I mean, he's a high riser, and he's able to dunk with authority over the top of defenders like very few in the league can.
Here's Payne. Shoots a 3. And the rebound goes to Griffin.
He got the shot he wanted off that pick, just couldn't get it to fall.
But, Steve, they'll take that play all day long, 10 times out of 10. That was good action.
The shot by Thomas. And that one hits back iron. And with Griffin, the dunks always get top billing, but he is more than just a dunker, or at least would hope to be more than just a dunker.
Well, he's a rebounder and an underrated passer for a big man. His touch outside is improving as well, so this is what you want to see from Griffin. Just incremental improvement each year.
Shots good by Sarge.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should really continue to work it down low, Clark. That's really going to free up the rest of their offense.
And Brooklyn making a change here. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Thomas kicks to Griffin. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. And it's 8 points for Blake Griffin.
And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
You know, when you're one of the worst teams in the league, you have a lot of problems. And for the Suns, one of their biggest problems was that opponents shot very close to 40% against them from behind the arc. And that's just not a winning number.
Suns leading by 12. Here's Payne. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. As you said, Clark, with the Suns, dead last in the league in terms of opposing three-point percentage. Defense overall was a problem for him, Steve, but especially on closing out on shooters beyond the arc.
Well, the three-point shot, Kevin, has become such a huge part of every NBA team's offense now that if you're struggling to defend that line, you're going to really find yourself at the bottom of the league defensively and record-wise, and that's exactly where Phoenix found itself.
Here's Lee outside, and that one's good. Lee's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Pass to Thomas. Plenty of space. And that one's good.
And he's starting to pick things up here after a tough first quarter.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. And the Nets making a change here. The Suns have gone 2 of 6 in the field in the second quarter so far. Here's Payne. The shot misses. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Thomas passes to Irving. Kicks it to Crowder. Back to Irving. Feeds to Crowder. Dishes to Thomas. Nets passing it around. Just 5 on the clock. And the shot's good from Crowder.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Suns leading by 10. He kicks it to Lee. Passes it to Aquan. Pass to Payne. Fires the three. Brooklyn with the rebound. Outside Thomas. From outside the arc. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Thomas. After digging themselves that hole in the first quarter, this club is starting to shoot the ball much better now.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it takes a little while to work out the knots. I mean, they're starting to put it together.
And he is flushed down with a nice jam.
I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage anyway. It was only with one hand, but he threw it down pretty hard.
Shot by Crowder, no good.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Or the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
And it's Kyrie Irving with the rebound.
That was a layup, and you've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Beautiful work in the transition game.
That's how to do it. Attack early before the defense can get itself set.
26 seconds left here in the second. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Maybe that'll ignite him. I mean, impossible not to get pumped up after that. At least I think that would be the case.
Well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are. Look at them. They are pumped up.
Yeah, they're geek.
That's what those alley-oops do, though.
He feeds it to Lee. He passes to Payne. Launches it. No good on the buzzer beater. And the first half is now in the books. Phoenix ahead. They're up by 9.
Now, presented by Sprint.
It's hump day, and this is 2K Sports at the half. Glad you're along for the ride. The Suns are off to a good start. They've been a terror in transition, dicing up the D on the open court. The game's leading scorer, Kevin Durant. His shooting percentage is right at the 60 mark. He is feeling it tonight. And this dedicated Nets team is weathering the storm. They've benefited from some excellent contribution from their bench, providing scoring in bunches when called upon. It's been a major advantage. There's been some great work in this one by Blake Griffin. He has 8 points and, as usual, a big factor on the glass. And that's all we got for you here in the studio. Time to send you back out to Kevin, Steve, Clark, and Doris for the start of the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
The second half just about to get going here. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
You know, he spoils us with his performances game in and game out, and so far, just another big scoring night for him.
Typically, when he puts up that many points in the first half, he's going to follow it up with a better second half. We'll see if that happens here.
And the shot's good from Crowder.
I think he's been kind of passive today, and, you know, maybe that one will get him going. I think for them to be successful, he needs to be the one to do the bulk of the scoring.
For 3, Durant, and the Suns get it back. There's the bucket. Good. 8 points for him.
Well, coaches love him because of the hustle he's continually showing out on the floor. And I think where you really see it most is on the offensive board.
And he is also a tireless worker under the glass, Steve. More than a few guys have been on the receiving end of one of his elbows when a rebound is up for grabs. He uses his body very well.
To the paint. About 1 minute played here in the second half. Here's Simmons. The feed to Irving. Rejected by Bridges. Durant attacking. The pass to Bridges. The dish to Booker. Again, Phoenix.
He's such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Nets trail by 9. Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
Well, he sees something that he doesn't like. I'm not sure what it is, but I think he's going to make some changes here.
I think you've got to make your adjustments pretty quickly like he's doing here. Otherwise, you know, things can get out of hand. So this is a good timeout.
Irving drives in. The rejection by Paul. Gets it to go. Crowder's got 7. Phoenix leading by 7. Booker dishes to Paul. Outside Durant. The finger roll finish at the bucket. 11 points in the game.
His shooting's been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons his team is up in this game.
Durant against Irving. Here's Crowder. And Durant sends it back. To the middle. Here's Booker. And Curry pulls it down. Nets trail by 9. With the lead pass. Here's Irving. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Now you look at Irving and how much success he's had early in his NBA career. I think the only thing standing between him and true stardom right now is health. He's just had a lot of nagging injuries. He would love to put together an injury-free season.
So he gets them both. And for Kyrie Irving, his first All-Star appearance last season, and just Clark his second year.
Well, you look at his age and what he's doing. Really a skilled scorer and playmaker already with size and athleticism. I like his savvy too, Kevin. He's very slick in how he gets around the basketball court. This kid has a chance to perhaps be an MVP caliber player in a few more years.
Brooklyn with the ball. Following Durant's three-point attempt, Irving. And he banks in the layup. Irving's got 6 points in the quarter.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guy.
I I'm sure that's a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in the first half.
There's a screen. He dishes it to Curry. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Here's Paul. Some solid defense there from Irving. Nets trail by 6. It's Curry with the drive. Simmons. Irving can't hit.
You see the defenders get out of his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the bucket, but not that time.
Paul kicks to Durant. Unloads. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 6 assists now in the game.
And his shots are dropping right now. This quarter has been very kind to him.
Here's Irving. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Irving's got 8 points.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
Here's Booker. 9 points in the game so far.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Curry gets the bucket. Phoenix leading by 4. All up top. He's covered by Irving. That one a little long. The Nets have gone 7 of 11, a lucky field goal percentage here in the 3rd. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Harris is checked in for the Nets. Mills comes in for Kyrie Irving. We've got 33 seconds left in the 3rd. To the inside. Here's Claxton. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. 6 points for him. The Suns have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Paul passes to Durant. Backing him down. Outside Landry. Pass to Paul. Good ball movement here by the Suns. Shot clock at 6. Johnson kicks to Durant. Tipped away. Mackubex, the 3rd quarter, continues to be an exciting. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the 4th quarter. All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Suns.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
And another thing that's obviously helped them here, guys, is how hot they've been from the three-point line. They've been on fire. Yeah, he's one of those guys that's special because he lives for the big moments. Fearless. I mean, he will take any big shot down the stretch. He wants the ball in his hands.
And let's give him some more credit where more credit is due for his role as a team leader. I mean, he's somebody who brings out the best in his teammates whenever he's on the floor.
How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
The drive-by call. Kicks to Booker. Booker gets a screen from Johnson. Here's Booker, guarded by Harris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Blanketed by the D, who fights to the rim for the layup. And the Suns lead by 4.
And now both of these clubs really in a groove here.
Already a high-scoring game, but it has become an offensive showcase down the stretch.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. And during this timeout, I'm sure they'll be hydrating themselves with Gatorade. All the effort out there on the floor, and these timeouts can be such a huge factor in getting a short rest and recharging the battery. Curry's checked in for Harris. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what the Nets coach was going over with his team. He gave his guys the green light to keep firing from downtown, telling them, listen, I like the work you're doing out there. Keep finding those gaps on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots.
Irving against Paul. Here's Claxton, and he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
Yeah, he's sensing this is a critical time in this game, guys.
Durant with it. Now defended by Crowder. It's going to be out of bounds. The Suns will retain possession.
A super defensive play. I mean, if that pass gets through, it's probably 2 points.
And he knew that. He knew if it gets through, it's a score, so that's why he sold out for it and got a hand on it.
You've got to like what they've been doing down there in the low post, Clark.
I do. I love it. Their rebounding has been outstanding. So important in a tight game.
And that one's good.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Johnson with a screen on Curry. Booker dishes to Durant. Defended by Simmons. The 11-footer gets it to go. And that's 20 points for Kevin Durant.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Here's Simmons, defended by Durant. Irving from long range. No good. The Suns go the other way with it. They led by as many as 18 points. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. Nets trail by 3. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Feeds it to Simmons. Back to Irving. 6 to shoot. That's good. Irving's got 13 points in the second half.
He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
Bridges, he's checked in for Phoenix. The Suns have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Ball outside. Three-pointer. Dives for it, and it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. Timeout called, the Nets. They're trailing by 1. There's 1:54 left in the fourth quarter. There's 1:54 left in the fourth quarter of this one to take the lead, and it's good on the way in.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Irving with the ball. Chris Paul covering. And Curry, here we go. Here's Claxton. Durant with some nice D.
I like the work there. Contesting that shot that looked like it was going to be easy, but they forced the miss.
You know what? He got it in close, but couldn't finish in traffic. Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Here's Curry. After the made shot from Booker. Inside. And a big play there to mute the crowd.
Yeah, that one kind of took all of the life out of them there, Kevin.
Kind of quieted the voices in here, didn't it?
For Phoenix, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. It's Durant with the drive. Bridges passes to Paul. Here's Booker. The rebound by the Nets.
Can't get a much better look than that, though.
Sure can't. Not one you'd expect him to miss there.
Here's Irving. Good.
I give him credit. He didn't have much confidence going in the first half, but he's picking up the pace here.
43 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Takes the three. Durant, defended by Crowder, buries it. And oh, that was an enormous three-pointer.
Somebody lit a fire under Kevin Durant.
Dishes it to Crowder. Down low. Shot is off. Suns have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Bridges passes to Durant. He kicks it to Booker. For 3. Gets the 3 to fall.
Oh, that is a massive shot.
You know it is. He's stepping right into the spotlight.
"17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's Curry outside. Misses the 3.
I like the defense, guys. Really getting a hand up and challenging shots.
Yeah, Steve, lurking on that shot, and that was a tough one.
And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you can't let them pound the ball and just milk those precious seconds away.
No other option here but to foul and hope for a few misses at the line.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Durant at the line number 2.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
And that's exactly how you close a game out. Those free throws will bury them for sure.